If you've been a victim of a financial fraud recently, you are not alone. In fact, more than 5,000 instances of financial fraud were reported during April to September of 2022. Now, these are just the reported numbers. Last year, during the same period, nearly 4,000 cases were reported. According to a report, 42% of the people surveyed claimed to have faced some type of financial fraud between 2019 and 2022. The Reserve Bank of India data reveals a sinister modus operandi. The fraud has shifted from traditional medium to cards and internet-based transactions and in fact to UPIs now. It's not safe to share your data. It's not safe to write it down. So what do you really do? We have at this point in time retired Air Marshal LK Malhotra joining us, who in fact was duped as recently as last week. Sir, appreciate you taking time out here. I want to understand from you what exactly happened. We are given to understand that you had to part ways with 8,000 rupees as of last week. This money was intended for a certain purpose, did not go towards that purpose. What exactly happened?
Oh, thank you, Shweta. I'll just be very brief. You see, I was looking for a site in Rishikesh to go and stay for a period of 2 days. And I Googled and I found that particular site because that was recommended to me by a friend of mine. And having came up with that, I was putting in the dates and I booked the dates and I said, please confirm. That's the time bookings.com landed up on the same page. And they said, please download for confirmation. I downloaded, got the confirmation. And then I asked if I could speak to someone from the property. They gave me a number, to which I dialed and I spoke to the gentleman over there at the other end who claimed to be an employee at the reception of the same property which I had selected. Now thereafter I had asked him, I wanted to clarify about the parking space available, etc. And finally I asked him, I said, okay, what do I do? He said that parking space is available and if you want a confirmation in writing and a receipt, you please transfer 8,000 rupees to me immediately. I said, to what address? He gave me the details. And to which I sent the 8,000. And thereafter, he gave me a confirmation number, you can say a confirmation code of 19084. And he said that you enter the same number again in the Google Pay app and you please submit. I said, no, in that case, the money will get transferred to you. Mm-hmm. So he tried to insist that, no, you please do that and nothing will happen and the receipt will come to you. I said, no, I don't want it. This way, I do not want any confirmation. You can give it to me on site when I come over here. And he disconnected. That's about all. And thereafter, I checked with the property and they said that the bank details were not theirs. And the name which this gentleman identified himself with, they said he has no such name on our stuff.
Okay, what's his name, sir? And we can see the IFSC code there. I think it's important for the discretion of our viewers at this point in time. You can see the details on your screen at this point. The numbers are what have been provided to us. This is as of last week. What was the name of the gentleman, sir, and what did he tell you?
Okay, the name of the person when I rang up is one Mr. Tushar. And at the number, which if you want, I can give you the number. The number of the gentleman is 96920-22424.
Okay, just to tally that, in fact, and tally everything that's happened to you, I spoke to this certain Tushar just a couple of minutes ago. We're going to get in touch with him and understand what exactly happened. But sir, just to come back to you, you were sure that you were transferring it to the site, the intended site, and he made he made available all the proof to you. He gave you as much as a receipt after you transferred that money. So what exactly prompted you to then go back and cross-check everything?
Yeah, okay. You see, when I asked him for the receipt and the confirmation, and he had given me the confirmation code of 19084, now he told me to get back onto the Google Pay, put that amount in the pay column, that is 19084, and put in my PIN. And he said, you will get the confirmation code. I said, no, if I do that, the money is going to get transferred to you, that particular amount. He kept insisting. I said, no, I will not do it. And you please give me the receipt when I visit the site. At this point, he disconnected. And that's when I got suspicious that there is something wrong, because he won't take any more calls and he was not answering to my messages.
Okay, sir, stay with me because I'm getting a call. Tushar? हेलो तुषार. हाँ जी, मैंने आपके थ्रू बुकिंग की थी, आपसे थोड़ी देर पहले बात की थी. हाँ जी, मैंने अपने हस्बैंड से कॉन्फर्मेशन ले लिया. बताएंगे मुझे क्या करना है?
ये आपका व्हाट्सएप नंबर यही है ना?
जी.
ओके, आप मेरे को हाई सेंड करो अपने व्हाट्सएप से ना,
अच्छा,
सेम नंबर पे,
और फिर?
और अपना बुकिंग डिटेल सेंड कर दो एक बार मेरे को ना, बुकिंग नेम, चेक इन डेट, चेक आउट डेट।
हाँ जी। और पैसे फिर आपको पैसे देने हैं या वहीं आके दूँ?
वो मैं आपको डिटेल सेंड कर दूंगा, उस पर पे कर देना, मैं तुरंत आपको इधर से कंफर्मेशन रिसीप्ट सेंड कर दूंगा।
हाँ जी, कितने पैसे देने हैं सर?
ये मैम 3200 हो रहे हैं ना आपके पैसे, 1 रूम 2 नाइट के लिए बोला था ना आपने।
होटल से मेरी अभी बात हुई तो उन्होंने कहा वहाँ पे पेमेंट हो सकता है, ऑनलाइन की ज़रूरत नहीं है।
एक्चुअली मैम अभी बुकिंग्स बहुत ज़्यादा आ रही हैं, तो पहले बुकिंग पेमेंट के साथ में बुकिंग कंफर्म कर रहे हैं।
अच्छा ठीक है, तो पहले बुकिंग करनी पड़ेगी। सर आपने एयर मार्शल LK मल्होत्रा से पैसे लिए थे लास्ट फ्राइडे को 8000, और आपने उनको कहा था कि उनकी बुकिंग हो गई है। फिर हमने कॉल किया तो पता चला कि कोई बुकिंग नहीं हुई है। तो क्या आप बता सकते हैं आप उस होटल से हैं, आप कौन हैं, आप क्यों पैसे ले रहे हैं लोगों से? आप टीवी पे लाइव हैं, आप TV9 पे लाइव हैं। मैं यहाँ पे जर्नलिस्ट बोल रही हूँ, मैं जानना चाहती हूँ कि आप पैसे लेके लोगों को क्यों बेवकूफ़ बना रहे हैं?
उनका बुकिंग मैम 18 तारीख का है ना?
जी, लास्ट वीकेंड का सर। इनफैक्ट मल्होत्रा सर लाइव हैं इस वक्त मेरे साथ, वो जानना चाहते हैं कि आप उनका Okay, he's disconnected, sir, as was expected. There you have it, Tushar Gupta, as he calls himself. He is one of, or he pretends to be one of the representatives of the hotel where you booked a stay last Friday. We will try and get in touch with the ashram at this point in time to understand how and why this is working. Sir, I want to, really understand from you what happened thereafter. He duped you, he sent you one more link, he told you you have to transfer 8,000 more, and that got the alarm bells ringing. And not everybody is as aware as you are, not everybody knows what they are doing, so they would end up sending money, but you didn't. What prompted you to not continue with the transaction?
Okay, Shweta, you see, like I was telling you, I suspected it to be a fraud. And since he wasn't taking any more calls, so I immediately blocked my UPI account with him. The first thing I said, before he takes out any more money, I'm not very cyber savvy. But at the same time, I thought that, he may be able to take out some money from my account. So I blocked him on the UPI. And thereafter, I rang up the helpline number of the State Bank of India, and of whose UPI I have got. And thereafter lodged a complaint, and they thereafter blocked my UPI altogether. And in fact, as of today, while I'm speaking to you, just about an hour back, I got my UPI reinitiated, but with a different code. That was one. And thereafter, I went to the cybercrime website, and there I have filed the complaint as I had narrated to you, exactly in the same manner, sequentially as well as otherwise.
Okay. We'll try and connect to that hotel, that resort, ashram once again to understand from them whether they are the ones who are sharing these information online on booking.com. Remember, I tried the same route. I made a booking. I got a number. I called on that number, and you heard what the gentleman had to ask. He was asking me, similar to what he asked Air Marshal, he was asking me for 3,200 rupees. We don't know if he's a representative of that ashram. We are hoping he's not. I would like to inform our viewers at this point in time is that we're trying to get in touch with the hotel, resort or ashram, as you would like to call it, continuously. We're dialing all their numbers. Their numbers are not reachable. We will come back whenever there's an answer from there. But as we can see from what we've heard from Air Marshal and myself, our own experience, we dialed the person who happened or claimed to be a representative of the ashram, asked for money. In Air Marshal's case, we were given to understand that he was not a representative of the ashram. He duped Air Marshal of 8,000 rupees. We don't know whether there's a booking or there's not a booking. We are going to get a confirmation about my case in particular, but in Air Marshal's case, there has been a confirmation that the ashram hotel, the room has not been booked as stated by him or as per the receipt that was given to him. Remember, on our screens at this point in time, you can see the number of the concerned person. This is the person who claims to be a representative of the ashram. He's the one who's asking for money, but he hasn't really, or we don't know whether he's a part of the ashram management. He claims to be a part of the ashram management. He's asking for money, and he then switches his phone off, which is interesting. But then he restarts his phone every couple of hours. In fact, in a day or two, he comes back. He is operational once again every 2 days to set the conversation in motion about how difficult it becomes for a person to understand when they are being defrauded of their money, what to do in case you're being defrauded, and how should you be careful. I want to end this bulletin with you, Air Marshal. What are your hopes? I understand you must have approached the authorities. What are your expectations? And to the viewers who are listening, to all our audience at this point in time, what would your final message be?
Yeah, I think the first message is that be careful. That is number one. Number two, my expectations are very limited. I don't think so that I'm going to get my money back, although I've made all the attempts and informed all the right people. At the same time, I would say that I think it was a good coaching class for 8,000 rupees, if I may use that word. That is number two. And number three, we were talking about ringing up the cyber complaint cell at 1930. I tried. At the same time, I felt, I think the kind of questioning that they were doing, it is as if that you're the culprit and the other person was actually a better chap. That's all I can say.